we start with Carolina? I want to start with Carolina today. We start with Carolina, man. They ain't got Teddy Two Gloves anymore, but they got Kid C Ghost, and I ain't talking Kid Cudi either. All right. So, how you feeling about them boys down in Carolina? You got a chance to see the starters too, man. Obviously, they just played against our Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. Are you a believer?
I swear to God, any of these teams in the NFL anymore, like they have a decent wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, decent running back. Because that's what the Panthers. I mean, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold turns it around.
Terrace Marshall as wide receiver 3.
Yeah, exactly. Then you got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Still, they're probably the worst team in the division.
Dude, they got Christian McCaffrey and Chuba Hubbard as the backup. We like Chuba. Remember we talked about Chuba.
Yeah. Positive, Christian McCaffrey being back healthy. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Got some weapons on offense. How do you feel about Sam Darnold? I don't feel good about him, but I wonder if the Panthers had Darnold as like their first choice.
Ooh.
If they were thinking someone else. Maybe they were thinking Deshaun Watson at the time. Were they trying for Stafford at all? I don't remember the exact timeline, but I wonder if they believe in
Stafford,
Darnold
that would have been
like
an option, yeah.
I wonder if they really believe in Darnold like that, because I don't. The case for him, though, is still young. Just
very
a shitty
young
situation with the Jets. Talented. We'll see what he does with Carolina. I think the main thing, though, is Christian McCaffrey coming back. That's the main positive. Another year for Roll to implement a system. Get acclimated to the NFL, I guess. Brian Burns ain't bad. Their corners ain't bad.
For me, positive is I like the skill position. You talk about Christian McCaffrey. You talk about Chuba Hubbard being his backup. I like both of those guys. They're very similar in terms of what they're going to try to do, right? So if McCaffrey were to miss time, like we saw him do a year ago, excuse me, you have a guy that's going to come in and be able to pick up, not to the same level, but same framework. But the receivers are what gets me, man. DJ Moore, obviously Robbie Anderson, and then Terrace Marshall Jr. Those are the three for me where I'm like, because we were high on Terrace Marshall coming out. I liked him. And then when you pair him with a guy like DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson, I think that could be really good. My knock on them is Sam Darnold. I don't believe in him. And I don't like the left tackle, Cameron Irvin. I'm not a fan of him either. Yeah. When you have a quarterback that I don't really believe in and a left tackle I don't really believe in, it's hard for me to think positively about your team. And that's kind of where I am with them right now, man.
Their defense ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Their defense ain't bad at all.
They can get after the quarterback.
Brian Burns, they brought in Hassan Reddick. He had I think he had 12 and a half sacks.
He did. Hassan, dude, funny thing with Hassan, man, and I got to shout him out because obviously I was out in Arizona with him. But it was different with Hassan because even though he was out there, he was a first round draft pick, he never really was utilized as like a edge rusher. They were trying to play him in the box. And he would struggle with it. Like mentally, you can see his head spinning at times. But I thought last year they really put him in positions where he could just cut loose. Now, I don't know if that was because of Isaiah Simmons, because he was struggling on the perimeter at times. But man, they brought in the way they were using Hassan last year, man. I thought that was good. I was like, man, this looks good right here. This is nice. So shout out to him. I think he'll help them out.
Yeah, I don't think their defense. Man, I really like that draft pick with J.C. Horn last year. I had him as my number one corner. Jeremy Chin balled out. Dante Jackson solid. And you combine it with Burns and Reddick. They got some decent dudes on the line too. Their defense isn't bad, but man, dude, any of these teams, I'm telling you, it's like the same story with the Giants or the Eagles. They're like, oh, you got some nice pieces on defense. Yeah. Question mark at quarterback though. That's what it comes down to with Carolina. Like, if Carolina had a top 10 quarterback, I bet you we're feeling a lot different about them. They're probably like the second team in the NFC South.
Yeah.
Seriously, like their roster's not bad at all. I'm not a big fan of Sam Darnold.
I just don't believe in him, bro. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him.
Maybe it was the ghost, but for me, I need to see more positive from him. At least with Daniel Jones, I feel like I've seen more positive lately. So I'm like, well, not lately, but we've seen enough positive in general, where I feel just more confident in him rebounding or just continuing to prove what we've already seen in him. With Darnold, I don't necessarily feel the same way.
They look bad against our twos.
Right. That was my thing. I'm looking like, bro, this is not our starting unit, and you are not lighting us up. This is not how this is supposed to work right now, man. Yeah.
So positive for me, McCaffrey. Negative, Darnold. It's unfortunate.
I can respect it, man.
It's unfortunate. I don't want to be that blunt, but I think their defense is decent enough, and their offense, they got the pieces all around him.
Yeah.
So he's got to step up.
All right. So the next team we will go to is my the one that always got away. The one that always wanted me, but we never could create that holy matrimony. Hopefully, you've never had to experience that. But it happens. Atlanta Falcons we're talking about. Oh, Most, what do you mean by that? Well, this is a team that's literally tried to draft me. They tried to sign me twice. And every single time it never worked out. It was always somebody getting me right beforehand. Every time I was supposed to go to Atlanta. Even when I thought I had my deal done in place to go to Atlanta. So how that turned out. We back in Pittsburgh. So yeah, that's the the team that we just never got that timing right. But how you feel about them, man?
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good at all. They're kind of in the Panthers class for me. They're low in the NFC South. Matt Ryan, always going to be decent. I don't know who the hell their running back is right now, though. Mike Davis is their starter. Are we expecting him to be the starter the whole time? They have Cordell Patterson as their second guy. What is going on there?
Well, didn't Cordell he play some running back in minute? It was like the awkwardest thing. But they tried to do to him what they did in Green Bay. What was the receiver they changed over in Green Bay?
Yeah, Montgomery.
Yeah, they tried to do that for him.
Dude,
But Cordell's way bigger.
Mike Davis as RB1. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't love it. I don't feel good about that.
I don't love it at all. I wouldn't call it terrible. Yeah.
It's just not good. And then when you have you don't even have like a sleeper rookie or something on your wings. You have Cordell Patterson.
Yeah.
They must really like Davis. They did this before with what's his face? Michael Turner. Remember when he was with the Chargers and they traded for him, like they made him the number one over in Atlanta, but I don't think Davis is on Turner's level at all. Turner was like pretty legit. Yeah. There's that. They lose Julio Jones, but then you bring in Kyle Pitts, Hayden Hurst. That's kind of like a decent little tight end duo.
Dude, the Kyle Pitts move is like, that's my fantasy tight end as well. So I kind of like him. I'm like, let's go. Let's get it, man.
One of their big problems, though, is their defense.
Yeah, brought in.
I think their secondary is pretty ass.
Yeah, well, AJ Terrell's in there right now, so hopefully
he's about it.
It's always not too much booty out there.
No, that's about it. They don't really have anything after Calvin Ridley at receiver. That's why I brought up Kyle Pitts. Mm-hmm. He's going to be a pseudo receiver for them. Hayden Hurst is good, but I don't think they have enough weapons on offense, and their line isn't really that good outside of Jake Matthews.
Nah, because you forgetting my boy.
Who am I missing?
My dog. It's a tight end. Not named Kyle Pitts on their roster. Put some respect on his name, man.
Who am I missing?
Put some respect on the starting tight end's name, man. Who the Titans you see on there, man?
I'm seeing Hayden Hurst.
You don't see it? It's another tight end up there, man.
Oh.
Put some respect on his name, man.
They got him starting.
Put some respect on my starting tight end's name, man. What's his name, man? What's the man's name? Say his name, Deke. You say his daggone name, man.
Lee Smith.
You daggone right, my dog Lee Smith is starting down there at tight end. That is my partner them right there, man. That's my brother from another right there. Love my dog Lee Smith. Going back to my Buffalo days, man. Lee Smith gonna show up that offensive line. Like I said, Lee Smith don't run no routes. He there to block. Lee Smith, he got them right. They got protection now. They good.
You think? You don't feel like it's gonna be a wasted spot out there?
Nah, bro, chill out, man. Never a wasted spot, man. Why you think they got him as a starter? Kyle Pitts isn't a starter on that roster right now. Lee Smith is. He beat that man out in training camp, man. Can't be no one-dimensional guy. I don't care about you receiving. Can you block, though? What coach? Can you block, though? Can you block, though? My man Lee Smith be blocking, man. Shout out to Lee Smith. My dog, man. Marshall alum. Come on, baby. We are. Marshall.
Is that how they do it down there?
I thought it was.
I've never seen the movie, but that's how they do it.
I knew how the movie ended, so I ain't want to watch it. I was like, cool. It's like, watch United 93. I know how that ends. Cool. I don't need to watch it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that sticks out is just I don't know who the hell their running back is. I don't feel good about Mike Davis, but I think their defense is pretty much shit, though, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, Deion Jones is nice. Grady Jarrett's nice. Terrell's not bad. But, I mean, who else is there, really? I don't see anyone else. Like, their defense is going to be pretty bad.
Lee Smith. When you got Lee Smith on your team, bro, it don't matter. Because that's the home. You just need one of my guys. He's the guy.
This team's not going to be good. It's weird, though. They were competitive. They were bad record-wise, but they were competitive in some games.
They were in a ton of games. Think about how many blunders they had, whether it was onside kicks, just bad mistakes in coverage in the fourth quarter of games. Who did they have on the ropes early in the season? Was that Seattle? It was like 2 or 3 games back to back where they had like leads going. I know Dallas had one situation where it's like they had these leads, and then before you know it, you're like, how did you lose this? What happened here, man?
I'm not sure, and I don't really think they've done enough to improve here.
Hey, here we go right here, man. Let's go UW. He simply just said,
maybe Mike Davis will be better than Gurley.
I doubt that, man. But it wasn't the same Gurley, but I don't know, man.
He started off he wasn't the same, though.
Yeah, them knees, man. It's a little different. Let's go UW. He says, just remember, keep your leads and onside kicks away from the Falcons. It's a severe choking hazard. Another cursed franchise. Let's go UW, man. You absolutely
the most neutral franchise, too. I don't think anyone has any hate for them. There's like no reason. Even
though I always had ill will towards Atlanta. Not when Vic was there. This is non-Vic years because I love Vic. That's my dog. That's my dog. But do you remember Jamal Anderson, the Dirty Bird?
No.
Oh my gosh. Jamal Anderson was their running back, an absolute beast. He would do every time he would score. This is the year when they went to the Super Bowl, right? So he'd come on that thing and go crazy, right? It was a cultural thing. Like people absolutely loved watching it. My issue was that year, they were supposed to, they were playing they were playing the Minnesota Vikings. This is Randy Moss's rookie year. So I've just seen Randy Moss torch my Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Him and Chris Carter, Rod Smith, and that's back when they had Cunningham doing the flea flicker play, right? And I was like, yo, this is nuts. And that was one of them games where Minnesota was supposed to beat them, go to the Super Bowl, and it would have been them playing Denver. I would have loved that. No, but what do we get? Atlanta finds a way somehow, some way to win that game. And obviously they go out there and get smoked by Denver. But I was just so heated because I felt to me like Minnesota was the far and away better team and should have won the Super Bowl. But because of that right there, they lost. And I'll never forget it, man. So I always got a little ill will. It's like, it's the weirdest relationship with Atlanta, bro.
You could say the same thing about them losing to the Patriots then. Like, hey, this was your chance to just, beat the Patriots, try to put a stop to their reign that they got going on. You're up 28-3. Can you just close this thing out? So maybe there is a reason to be pissed at them.
Yes. It made me hot, man. I was just hot, bro. It's Atlanta for you.
I just don't really see too much with this team.
ATL. The Dirty Bird dance was fire, though. Shout out to the dance. But for me, positives, outside of my dog Lee Smith, of course, Kyle Pitts and Matt Ryan. Just because they're going to help me on my fantasy roster. I don't have Matt Ryan, but I got Kyle Pitts. I expect a ton of garbage time productivity from him. I expect him to force feed him the ball. And by just, that, they should have good numbers. Matt Ryan, we know who Matt Ryan is. Matt Ryan is never awful either, right? He's always just forever good. He's never going to be great, but he's always going to, he had the one MVP. So, I mean, technically he did have a great year. He did. But for the majority of him, we know like where he is. He's not going to wow us too often, but he's never going to be terrible. I don't think they're gonna make any crazy noise, in the words of you.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go
better than the Panthers, though.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's tough. I could see either.
I like the quarterback better. That's for me, man.
Sure, I could see either one of those teams maybe going like 7-10, 8-9, but then I could also see either one of them tanking.
Absolutely,
they don't have a high ceiling, but. Yeah, their floors at like 4 or 5 wins.
Yeah, outside of Grady Jarrett, Deion Jones, and AJ Terrell, like I'm really not a fan.
No, they got nothing, man.
I'm not really a fan, man. I mean, Dante Fowler Jr. I mean, he was a guy who had a ton of hype coming out, but he's never really lived up to it anymore.
No,
I remember him. He was the Gatorade Tower guy. Yeah, and it really hasn't helped him out. Yeah, I'm cool on that, man.
What team's next?
Let's see. Where are we going next? Next, let's go to New Orleans. Let's have a little party down in the bayou. That sound good to you, man? Let's go down to New Orleans. No longer there, Drew Brees. New QB1, yo quarterback Jameis Winston.
I have mixed reactions about this team because with them having Jameis this year, I actually feel more comfortable with them than last year with Breeze. With at least how the season ended. I thought Breeze was hurt actually. I mean, he's limited he's been limited with his arm strength a little bit, but he's been still putting up crazy good seasons over these past 2 or 3 years stat wise and keeping the Saints up. They would have went to Super Bowl a couple years ago without that Rams call.
They would have.
So I feel better with a healthy Jameis compared to a banged up Drew Brees last year. The problem is they lost some pieces on defense, and now Michael Thomas isn't going to be back there to start off the season. So I'm getting like a weird feel.
They didn't put him on PUP. What did they?
I think he's out 6 weeks.
So they did put him on the PUP. Then.
I think he's out 6 weeks. If I had to bet money,
See, I thought I wasn't sure if it was the IR list or PUP because it was the IR. There was just 3 games, but the PUP that's definitely the 6 piece. That sucks.
There's a lot of hype on Callaway replacing Michael Thomas, but then who else you got really? So you got this Callaway dude who is unproven, but a lot of fantasy people thinks he's going to be a stud. So if that happens, you just got him.
And then you got Deontay Harris. That's the other. He was one of the return men down there though for them.
Like they don't have like a bond. They never really do. It's like you Marquise
Traquan Smith. That's the other guy that they have. 4th year guy down there, but he's really never had a crazy season. Last year, had 34 catches, 448 receiving, 4 tutties. So wasn't the most productivity from him either.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So their offense is a little shaky to start off. I do think
their O-line is nice though.
It is.
Their O-line is really good.
No, it is. No, you're 100% right. The thing with Jameis is I do think he's an upgrade, but I'm not feeling that amazing with the offense right now.
Yeah.
If Thomas was there, yeah, sure. Thomas and this Callaway dude. Now without Thomas, that's just to start the season though. So I don't think that's the end of the world. I think it's more that they lost some of those pieces on defense, like on the defensive line and everything. They're better than the other 2 teams. I think they're better than the Panthers and Falcons, hands down. You have Sean Payton and the continuity that they have there with the Saints. That's at least worth being better than those 2 teams. Unless
he goes to Taysom Hill.
That ain't happening.
You never know.
I would bet. I don't know if I want to say that.
Would you put an eyebrow on it?
I would.
Yes.
I would. Well, hold on. What's the stipulation?
I'm messing with you, man. Because no, it would have to be like them fully commit to him, and not because
like finish the season.
Right. It would have to be that. We're
not even like a game.
Yeah.
I would do it if like I would shave the eyebrow of Taysom Hill.
Like if it was a game season in week 6 and he's like, "Yo, I don't want to see Jameis. We're going Taysom Hill this week." Like,
and then they finished the season.
That's what.
Taysom.
Yeah. But the problem is,
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I think it would be maybe 2 or 3 games, and they would flip back to Jameis. So that wouldn't work.
You're not willing to bet it because you'd have to bet an eyebrow. There.
Yeah, I'm not putting eyebrows on the line, baby. We don't rock with them. Messing no eyebrows, no hers. Come on, man.
That's how confident I feel in Jameis Winston over Taysom Hill, though.
Man, you were super confident about us beating the Bengals too, huh? Where's Coochie Man when you need him? Come on, baby.
I was really confident in that.
Yeah. Well, at least now, if you do it, you'll have a nice manscaper. You could just Lawnmower 4.0.
That's true. Man. I'd be able to see it with the lighting and everything. Because I was down in like my basement bathroom whenever I shaved that eyebrow.
Yeah,
it was tough to see. It was tough. That was a rough little. It was like at night. I was like,
it was a rough go for you, man.
Damn, man. But
keep the eyebrows, please. Keep your eyebrows.
Well, dude, you're the one that floated the bet out there.
I just couldn't help myself, but keep your eyebrows, man.
That's all I got with the Saints. I mean, they're going to be solid.
Yeah. For me, man, when I think of the Saints, I do like the quarterback position. I think Jameis will be an upgrade from what they were dealing with last year, just because I agree with you. I don't think that Drew Brees was healthy. And obviously, at times, they wanted to do the Taysom Hill thing. I wasn't a fan of that. As we saw, was it Denver they played against? And we're watching this like, yo, are y'all for real right now? This is terrible versus terribler quarterbacks. So, yeah. But the O-line is probably like what I like the most, man. I just think they have the most complete O-line, or at least in the conversation for the most complete offensive line in the league right now, man. Terran Armstead, obviously Ryan Ramczyk, and then you can't forget about Eric McCoy at the center spot, man. For me, that will get them through any transitional pains or any judgment issues with Jameis, because he's going to have time. But they also have the luxury that they know they can legit run the ball behind that line. You know, you got Kamar. Kamar is going to be a productive player. He always is. Now, as long as one of these other guys step up as well, that takes that pressure off Kamar, because that's what we were talking about earlier in terms of just like him trying to do it all again. But with that O-line, man, I'm very, very excited about that. I think that they'll be able to do some things down there. But problem is they're in a division with the Bucs.
Yeah.
And we know who the Bucs bringing back. Everyone.
Yeah, they brought back everyone.
Everyone, man.
Dude, the Saints, I mean, I don't know how big of a deal it's going to be, because they tried to replace them in the draft with some of these picks. They drafted Peyton Turner. They drafted Pete Warner, but losing Hendrickson like that.
Yeah, he was a 13, 14-plus sack guy.
And then they lost Janoris Jenkins, too. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm not saying he's the best of all time.
Yeah.
I don't even think those first-rounders are even playing this year.
Yeah. So
like they got him low on the depth chart. They're saying like they were inactive in the preseason.
Yep.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine, but it's not one of those things where I really view them as Super Bowl contenders at this point.
And especially
maybe sneaking into the playoffs as a 6-7 seed, but
and like I said, especially knowing who they have in their division as well, like that's my big issue, man. Yeah. So with that being said, you ready to go to that last team in the division, man?
I am ready.
Yeah. And before we get to that last one, G. Alexander, he was bringing up his Dirty Bird dance, for the Atlanta Falcons. He said he Dirty Bird dancing his way to Mars right now.
Damn.
Hey, I hope you enjoying yourself, baby. You Dirty Bird yourself on out of that thing, baby. All the way. And Q also said, going back to Atlanta, he said, don't forget about Calvin Ridley most when I was listening off the guys who I think there will be good. Calvin Ridley's definitely good. And I know some people feel like he'll be even better now that Julio isn't there. You lose a guy like Julio. Now it opens up a door for somebody else to step up and really take that role of I'm the guy, 100%, no debate anymore. Calvin definitely is going to be there. I know Kyle Pitts going to put a little pressure on him, though. And don't forget about my dog, Lee Smith. All right. Lee Smith might be the first option down there, bro. I'm just throwing it out there. All right. So, Tampa Bay. Or Tampa Bay. Isn't that what people call it, too, right? Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they've tried to make another thing.
Are you a Tampa Bay guy or are you a Tampa Bay guy?
Yeah, there's no reason to switch it.
That's why I was like, this is Tampa.
Just keep it Tampa Bay.
It's Tampa.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I get why he would want to do that, though, for branding purposes.
I mean, he is smart down there, right?
Very smart.
They ain't caught that up in New England.
No.
Yeah.
I guess Tampa Brady didn't stick. But, yeah, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, yeah. Tampa Bay sounds way better.
Yeah.
It flows.
It flows better. This team's loaded. I don't know. I'm looking through it,
bro.
What's the weakness? I mean, maybe safety. Jordan Whitehead. They got him starting. Maybe their cornerbacks aren't the best cornerbacks in the league. They're still pretty damn good.
Maybe their tight end position is a little old. Rob,
you got OJ Howard coming back though.
I know.
Offensive line's good. You bring back everyone. Fournette, I don't care how many yards he gets in the regular season. If he's healthy in the playoffs, that's what matters.
Between Fournette, Ronald Jones, and Giovanni Bernard, they'll be fine. They're legit loaded, bro. I'm even looking at their backup quarterbacks. They got your boy Blaine Gabbert and Kyle Trask. We looked at Kyle Trask a little bit too, man. He was a little interesting guy.
No.
Some people were trying to throw the Brady on him. That's what they were trying to say.
I thought people were comparing Brady to Mac Jones more.
Well, he got it the most, but I thought Kyle had a little bit of it as well because it was Ben.
I thought,
he was the Ben. Yeah,
I thought they were comparing Trask to Ben.
Yeah, Trask was Ben. Jones was Brady. Good call. Yep.
Trask is no Ben.
He's big though.
You can't beat out Blaine Gabbert on this depth chart.
Beat him out. You don't have to beat him out, man. You just compete for clipboard duty. You think Tom Brady ain't gonna be out there?
That's what I'm saying. Man. The only way this team isn't as good as we think is if Tom Brady magically hits a wall this year, which I don't see happening. Nah, I don't see that happening.
I don't see it either, bro.
I think he could play for like another 2 or 3, to be honest with you.
He's still eating vegan smoothies and drinking low-fat salads. I don't even know how you do that, man. But yeah, he gonna be fine.
Yeah, first year together last year, they won a Super Bowl. They go, What'd they end up? 11-5. They were 7-5 at one point. I think they rattled off crazy. 4 wins.
Yeah,
they won a Super Bowl together. They went on the road every game. Season. Yeah, they went on the road every game to Washington. Yep. What was the game before the Packers? They went on the road. They went on 3 road games though. They had
who was it? Washington was the open.
Yeah.
Green Bay was the NFC Championship game. Dude, why are we drawing a blank on this right now?
That is interesting. I don't know. It was Saints. It was the rematch.
You're right. It was. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they went on the road 3 times, and then they go back to home for the Super Bowl.
Which is crazy. How that whole thing played out like that. Yeah.
Team's loaded. They're winning the division. I don't have anything else to say. Positives, they get the whole roster back. They have Tom Brady. Negatives, like I told you, maybe their secondary isn't the best of all time, but it's still probably like a top 10 secondary.
Yeah, they have, as we were able to confirm on the show today, they have TB12. And he's healthy. He's still motivated. And he's social media. And this social media TB12, I haven't seen lose a Super Bowl. He won in his first year. Social media, Tom Brady is a Super Bowl champ in 1 year. He's still social media, and so until I see him stop social media or him not win another one, I'm just going to err on the side of caution and go, yeah, Brady is the answer for whatever questions might be there offensively, but yeah, I think he's the huge positive. In terms of a question mark, dude, yeah.
I told you, I'm nitpicking. That's not even a negative to say they have like top 10 corners
down, maybe?
in secondary. Yeah, their defensive front's nice. Their linebackers are stacked.
Yeah. You know what? I got you, bro. Their kicker is Ryan Suckup, and their return man is Jalen Darden. There we
Actually,
go.
you know what their big negative is? Losing Joe Haig.
Boom. Yep.
They lost some championship pedigree.
That's
right
what
there.
It was. And you know what else? Aaron Stinney was their starter at left guard. It's a JMU Duke.
Okay.
He started all the
Where's he at now?
He started all the playoffs for them, and that's how they won the Super Bowl. Now, the guy that was the starter beforehand has returned.
He doesn't have that championship grit.
Exactly. So as long as my dog isn't starting out there, yeah, that's a problem then. That's a problem. But they did just activate my boy Earl Watford. He's another JMU Duke down there, Super Bowl champ as well. He just got activated from the COVID reserve list. Shout out to my dog, Big Goof. And then we also got Josh Wells down there. I'm just throwing it out there, man. We got multiple Super Bowl champs just returning to that roster. So forgive me if I'm a little biased towards them. It's a JMU thing. It's not a Brady thing.
Yeah, so I'm going Bucks, Saints. Toss up between Falcons and Panthers. Oh, you know what? I'll go Panthers over. Shit.
Oh
yeah,
man.
I'll go Panthers over Falcons.
You sure?
Maybe McCaffrey carries them. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think they got the better roster.
So I went to the poll just to see for giggles, not who would win the NFC South, because we know who's going to win the NFC South. The Bucks are 87% for the vote for who will win the NFC South, which is crazy. It wasn't 100%. But the following three, it was pretty much identical. 5% for the Saints, 5% chance for the Panthers. So whichever one you want to go.
Low. Wow.
And then 3% for the Falcons.
Yeah, because you're picking the winner. You're picking the winner. You're not picking second place.
Yeah, in terms of winning the division. Yep. That's interesting though.
I'm flipping my. I think I'm going. Man, I can't choose between Falcons and Panthers. The one side of me is like, I like the Panthers roster, but I don't like Darnold. Falcons at least have Matt Ryan.
I'm gonna take this sip and I'm gonna tell you mine right off the jump, baby.
You know what? I'm gonna guess you're gonna go Falcons at 3, so I'll do Panthers at 3. I'll flip it up. This will be the first division that's different.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Carolina Panthers at 4, Atlanta Falcons coming in at 3rd, New Orleans Saints in 2nd, and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 1st. The returning Super Bowl champs. Got my JMU Dukes out there. Got my former teammate out there. Yeah. I'm rolling with them. And former coaches over there too, man. Shout out to Larry Foote, man. DraftKings. Yes, indeed. DraftKings Sportsbook. You know, America's top-rated sportsbook and app. Not only are they safe, but they are secure in Deke. Just like you. They are reliable, man.
Damn.
They're reliable,
thanks for the compliment.
bro. And you know what else, Deke? Because, you know, we only talk about people that either have a promo code or some type of benefit for the people.
Yeah.
So for all the first time people out there, once you download the app and you sign up, make sure you use that promo code MOATS. You'll receive up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money. Now, what does that mean? So when you first create that account and you want to put money into your account, if you put $500 in that account, they gonna hook you up with another $500 in deposit bonus money, baby.
Sounds like a great deal.
It's $1,000, and all you had to do was put in $500. Then after that, you get your bet on. You can't beat that, baby. You cannot beat that. So that is DraftKings, and obviously we will go in depth even more about some of our odds and some of our futures bets that we think that y'all might be a little bit interested in. And also, if you do have a problem in terms of a gambling problem, you know what you need to do, right?
Read that.
It's that simple, man. Read it. It's a lot. Gambling problem. 1-800-GAMBLER. It's that simple. All right.